So, so much I want to tell you. The title of our talk today is Wishcraft. Did you ever think of wishing as being a craft? Yeah, in the science of mind, it is a craft because, well, remember that song, "When you wish upon a star, makes no difference who you are." Yeah, I was going to sing it today, but I didn't prepare it, so I thought of it at the last minute. So I think you think sometimes that wishes are fantasies. But I learned something different about them as I was preparing to talk about this today, is that wishes, the things we wish for, and maybe as children, as adults, we go, oh, I mean, how many times have we said, I wish this, I wish that. What they are is the divine mind within us whispering to us that those are the possibilities for our life. It's like a message from Spirit inside of us, saying, as us, saying that if you're wishing that, then that's a potential for you. That is something that could definitely happen for you. So I never thought about it that way, but I know that we all have longings in our heart, like things that we want to experience, things that we wish were or whatever. We wouldn't have those things there. We wouldn't have those messages in our hearts and in our minds if they weren't possible. Because what would that be? To me, that would be hell. Like, would you be just like, we'd be walking around thinking, we can't be ourselves. We can't manifest our dreams. We can't, be all that we can be. So to me, that would be like a definition of hell, because we don't believe in hell in science of mind as a place somewhere. We believe in it as a state of mind. And I know we've all been in hell and heaven. So heaven and hell are states of consciousness. So to me, that idea that you would not be able to manifest the dreams that you have or the wishes or the things that you want to experience, it wouldn't be possible. Not in the universe that I know is a universe of love and a universe of goodness and a universe of power and light that manifests itself through each and every one of us. So I want to just start in that place. And then the idea of the craft in the Wishcraft. The craft of it is, well, what's a craft? It's like something you practice, right? And you get really good at. Something that you work on. Something that you don't just sit around thinking about or wishing about. You actually put it into action in some way. So the craft part of it is that. It's the alignment with Spirit and the intentional knowing and the action that we put behind it. And that's not always easy, that part of it, because we can get swayed like by whatever's happening in the world or getting our attention swung over here. And just like a noise like that, all of a sudden we're like that. Well, that's what the world does to us too. I mean, there's so much going on, right? And so it's hard for us sometimes to just pull our minds back to whatever it is we're intending for our life and whatever, and aligning ourselves with Spirit. So we had the opportunity to go to the Hindu monastery during our retreat and meet with Sadasivanatha Swami, who is the second person down from the head of the monastery. And he meets with us every year. I think we missed 1 year that he didn't meet with us, and something was going on. I don't remember what. But one of the things he said to us is that one of the reasons he meets with us is he considers us and our group exceptional spiritual seekers. And he doesn't, I'm sure he's compassionate to all people, but he doesn't necessarily give his energy out to people that aren't serious. When I talk about his individual energy, which he gives to us. So I thought about that, and that's why I like this song, Get Ready My Soul, because there's this diving in that we have to do. The spiritual life is not an easy life necessarily. It's a joyful life in so many ways, and it's a life that can bring so much joy, and it's a life that expands us and grows us, but it's not necessarily the easiest path, and not everybody chooses to do it. But for me, oh my God, I am so grateful that I have the opportunity to spend my life diving in because of what I do. And but even when I didn't do this, even when I wasn't in ministerial or wasn't, I still was diving in. Because if I hadn't been diving in, I probably wouldn't be standing here in front of you right now. Because I went through lots of different paths. I mean, I went from Shirley MacLaine to Mormonism. I grew up a Catholic. I mean, I was like all over the place, but I was always like diving in, like, oh, what does this have to teach me? And what can I learn? And is it, oh, that doesn't really feel good, yeah. 2 Mormon missionaries came to our door. I love Mormon missionaries. The reason I love them so much is because I spent 10 years as a Mormon, because they're so devoted to what they do. And I don't believe in the things that that they believe in, but I see that little 19-year-old, giving 2 years of their life, and they use women now too, thank God, to preach what they believe about life and to help people. And whether you believe in what they believe or not, I just was totally like respecting them when I saw them. They were so sweet, these 2 girls. And I thought, and in this day and time, that's not easy going knocking on people's doors, I don't think it's maybe Kaua'i it's a little easier, but in general, and they go all over the world. But the point I'm making is they were diving in. They were diving in. And when I was a Mormon, I dove in. And then it didn't work for me anymore, and I had to get out. But I still was diving in. So I would ask you, are you diving in to yourself? Because it's all happening in here, in your heart, in your mind, in your beingness. It's not happening out there. And the only way to dive in, get ready, my soul, is to dive into your soul. And the soul in the science of mind is not like what we think about it in the Catholic Church. It's not like, I don't know. I don't even remember what the Catholic Church taught about soul. But in the science, I think I put it out of my mind. But in the science of mind, our soul is basically our subconscious. It's the law of our being. It's the thing we carry with us no matter what. It's our soul. It's our consciousness. It's our subconscious, really, because it's the things that are happening within us that we might not even be conscious of. But the good news is we can use our consciousness, our objective mind, to change those things and shift those things should we want to. But we can't do it if we really don't know what's in there. So that takes a moment. And yet, there was a point in our journey where we talked about that. What if we don't know? What if it's ancestral stuff that we don't know? What about it? I mean, I have a lot of ancestral stuff because my family went through the Holocaust, World War II, all these things, and who knows what else beyond that. I had relatives that died in the Holocaust. So who knows, like, what's within me that we also met with the Marshall Jack, who's a Native American elder who came here and did a powwow with us. But, he calling in the ancestors and having the ancestors help us and all of that. Well, the truth of the matter is, even if we don't know, we can still make the intention to say, we want something bigger, we want something better, our ancestors will help us. I really believe that's true, because they probably want something bigger and better too. I always think about my nonna, who was an immigrant from Italy, who came on a boat with all her food in her suitcase, and the customs took it away from her. All the bread and cheese rolled out on the deck. And anyway, she came here, and she doesn't speak any English or anything. And she lived with us, till I was 14. She came when I was born and lived with us till I was 14. But she didn't I don't know what her dreams and aspirations were besides to live her life with her son and to be with family and all of that. I don't know what she was thinking or what she was aspiring to. So she's gone now. So when we make a change in the present time, we make a change across time, because there is no time and space. So when we change something within us here, and that's the process of evolution, I believe, I don't understand the totality of how it changes through all time and space, but I believe and know that it feels like it's right, like that we actually are freeing all spirit by making the change. And that's how the evolution of our spirit takes place, and the evolution of our species takes place, is by us going deep within and acknowledging those things, and then aligning with spirit, aligning with the truth, which is love and peace and harmony and magnificence that we tell each other every day. So in the science of mind, we have something called spiritual mind treatment. I don't know how many know it, but it is our form of prayer, and it is our way of alignment. It's called spiritual mind treatment is because we treat our mind or our consciousness. We don't treat anybody else's mind, just our own. And as we treat our own mind, we open the universe, the quantum field up to change. It's like in Joe Dispenza, or whoever's not familiar with him, he's a healer and New Thought, not New Thought, but scientist, well, he is New Thought, scientist who is working with meditation as a form of healing. And he's very, very successful, and he has lots of retreats with thousands of people who are wanting this stuff. And one of the things he says is when we put that information into the field, aligned information into the field, because we're all living in the one mind, that shifts. It shifts people. And if people are receptive to the change, then they have that vibration. That's why I always say when we meet here and we're all high-vibed and stuff, that's going out into the quantum field, and people are feeling that. They might not even know what they feel, why they're feeling it. They just say, oh, all of a sudden, I mean, haven't you had that happen? All of a sudden you just feel really good, but you're not exactly sure why? Has something just shifted? That's what that is. Somebody somewhere was thinking something that affected the magnetic field and the quantum field. So I want to just say how important we are. And this thing called spiritual mind treatment is a powerful, powerful way of staying aligned. And actually, you can't necessarily just do it once. You could, but I think that it takes more than once most of the time. It takes, because our minds can be so chaotic, and they can be so affected by what's going on that we can't keep ourselves centered. So we do our meditations. People will tell you that all the time. I'll do it myself. I'll sit there in meditation in the morning, then I'll go right out the door, and I'll forget everything I meditated about because somebody said something to me, or somebody cut me off in traffic, or whatever, some stupid little thing, right? That isn't so stupid, or, anything, and even bigger things, right? So, but when we become conscious of the craft of treating the mind and allowing ourselves to make those changes in our life, even though they can be difficult sometimes, to think from a different place, to be willing to open up, then I know that our life shifts. I know that mine has. This whole sacred journey was probably the best sacred journey we ever had, I think, because first of all, we were so committed. We had a smaller group, but we were so committed to the flow of it. We didn't micromanage it. I mean, it's only as much as we had to keep things, organized. But we allowed ourselves to open up. If things weren't working out, we shifted. That's how we ended up in a powwow with Marshall Jack, was because we were supposed to go to the the Rainbow Forest. We were supposed to go there, but it was like, we're not going to trap these people through the mud. It's going to be a mess. So let's just do something different. And then he came up with that. But it was the perfect thing, and we never would have experienced it if that hadn't happened. If we had clung to our thing and just said, oh, well, we're going to go up there anyway. I don't care. Everybody wear boots or whatever. It would, you have to be open to life, because life throws stuff at you. And it's not like in this teaching that you get to, have this perfect path with no, turns or anything. There's always going to be something, because we're living in a 3D world where things happen. We lose people. We have an accident, all of these things. But if we're not grounded, then when these things come up, and I believe they come up less when we are grounded, then we have tools to work with. We know who we are. We know we're the power and the presence of God itself. We're not some little minute something. We're powerful, So I just want to leave you with that, and just to say a quote from Ernest Holmes, who is the founder of the Science of Mind and Spirit. He's a mystic, author, and a teacher. He's not to be worshipped. And that was the somebody said that. I think it was Sadasivanatha Swami said something about, Gurudeva, they don't worship him, they honor him. And I think we don't worship Ernest Holmes, but we do honor him for the many years that he put into his own life to dive deep and to bring us something that he learned from the age of 14 by just being in the world and reading and studying and opening up to what Spirit had for him to say. But he said, the power that created the universe is the same power that responds to our thought. So when you think your thoughts are not important, remember, sticks and stones will hurt my bones, but words will never harm me, that kind of stuff. Your thoughts are really important. And those thoughts that are feeling thoughts are even more important. And the word that you speak, which is the word we use in spiritual mind treatment, what do we say? Abacadabra? As I speak, I create, or as I create, I speak. I think it's as I speak, I create. And so that's an ancient saying. So it's good news, could be bad news, but I don't think it's bad news. I think it's good news, because what it means is we have choice, we have power, we have love to back it all, and that we can do anything. We can do anything. So, happy Halloween. May you practice witchcraft.